Are you sick of being this guy? Or this guy? Or even these guys? The misconception of improvement and what makes a good player within Battlefield is super common. With Battlefield 5 being available for free on PlayStation with PS Plus, I know there are heaps of people currently playing and trying to learn Battlefield due to the hype around the next title. With this video, I want to shed some light on simple things you can do to improve, as well as ways to learn the game efficiently with tips and tricks that may help you in some situations. I don't want to make this video super long, but if you feel some parts are left unexplained, or you would like to know more about the topic, please let me know in the comments below. Yo, what's going on? My name is Spy. I do stream Battlefield most days of the week over on Twitch, so if you have any questions, feel free to come by and ask me when I'm live, or leave a comment on the video, as I try my best to respond to all of them. First and foremost, I want to enforce the idea of literally playing the game. It may sound dumb, but Battlefield has so much variety that more often than not, you're going to find yourself in a bunch of random situations. Just playing the game, you're going to die to vehicles, different players, different weapons, and play on different maps. All of this contributes to your general knowledge and understanding of the game, so while this is happening you should be taking mental notes on how people like to move around the map, whether that's on foot, via plane, or tank. For example, on some maps like Fiel and Arras, people love to take the planes off the start and bomb the whole team in their spawn while they roll out. This right here can be prevented by it happening to you a single time, then you know not to spawn it at the beginning of these maps, or you decide to challenge it with a Flieger. You also should be paying attention to things you could have done differently to prevent dying. I know this isn't exactly straightforward, but thinking about different ways you could have avoided a situation is super important, because even if you go back and die again, you essentially knock stuff off the list that doesn't work against that specific playstyle. You can also record gameplays and watch them afterwards to see any mistakes you may not have noticed while playing. This is something more advanced if you're looking to work on specifics in your gameplay, so this is a topic for another video. It's super rough to explain, but experience is honestly king. The more you play, the more situations you find yourself in, and the faster you learn what to do and what not to do. Next up, I really want to make an emphasis on the UI. This is pretty universal across all FPS games, but for Battlefield 5, you really want to focus on your minimap, and because attrition exists, you also want to be looking at your total health, your medpacks, and your ammo count. The minimap is super important, as it is where you're going to gain most of your information. Positions of teammates and squad mates, as well as the locations of spotted enemies and the areas flags can be captured in, are all shown here on the map. This is something you should be actively aware of, as all of these factor into how you think and make decisions that you do in game. Other smaller UI features like the kill feed, top UI for tickets and flags, as well as the world icons for flags and revives are also very important. The kill feed is super useful, as you can use this to pinpoint specific players, see what gun they are using, and sometimes their location. If you see a bunch of teammates dying around you on your minimap, and a guy going off like one of these guys, you can begin to predict where the player is, what they may do, or how they will play the situation. The top UI is useful for telling you if you are winning or losing and the total ticket count, but the real info is in the flag icons. You can also see this from your map, but it's very easy to tell which flags you own and which ones you don't, as well as which ones are being taken. While on a flag, a bar will appear, and this tells you the ratio of players currently on the flag. Balance means an equal amount of friendly and enemy players are in the capture area, but if it's unbalanced, it means one team is outnumbered. World icons are very useful and can be shown on your map as well as in your general view. These are things like teammate markers, down teammates with the revive symbol, and of course flags. Pay attention to these because they offer a decent amount of information, but can be annoying to start off with because they can obstruct your view while aiming. You are thankfully able to turn down the opacity of them in the settings. I do this to give myself less to focus on as well as clear my view from obstructions. Before I end this video, I quickly want to give some little tips and tricks. FOV. Too low and you miss out on seeing more of your surroundings and information, but too high and enemies appear to be smaller and harder to hit. I recommend using something between 90 and 100 as you get the benefits of high FOV without being too extreme. Fortifications. Building these aren't really that important in my opinion. Use the hammer to build ammo stations and med stations if you need the supplies, and only build the sandbags if you're in desperate need of cover in a certain situation. Sensitivity. This applies to any FPS game, but honestly just muck around with your sensitivity until you're comfortable with it. While copying someone else's settings may be quick and easy for you to do and try, it doesn't really help you find what works for you. This could also apply to key bindings and other settings like crosshair colors. Game colors. In the settings, you can change your colorblind settings to change the way teammate, squadmate, flag, and artillery smoke colors appear on your screen. You also have crosshair and reticle colors too. This is honestly all personal preference, but it's something that may help you out if you find specific colors easier to see. All in all, Battlefield 5 doesn't have an insane amount of mechanics or anything like that, but the next steps you need to take to improve after this are either super tedious, take a decent amount of time to implement into your gameplay, or require you to micromanage on top of your current gameplay. This is like changing the zoom level on your minimap, using leaning, as well as a few situational movement techniques. These are all singular videos though, so please let me know if these are things you would like me to cover. I'm currently in the process of preparing my channels for the upcoming release of Battlefield 6. I will be covering as much as I can with the next game on as many aspects as I can, so stick around if that's something you're interested in. Anyways, thanks if you watched the whole video all the way through, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.